Hi family, it's me, Randy Rooster in the Morning Show. As you good and well know, I mean, cult classic here, long-standing favorite of yours. I don't even want to tell you how many times I've tried to film this. Several times. I just can't seem to get it right. I just feel like every time I leave a little too much out or put a little too much in. So the word of the day is overzealousness. Overzealousness. The state or quality of being too excited or I had it written down, but it's not anymore. Being too excited, like in the pursuit of something, essentially, which I thought was pretty funny in the context of why I was looking it up. The spiritual significance of burning my right hand. And also because, well, not also, but because I don't know a more overzealous person than myself. So hitting the cosmic nail on the head, so to speak, I had to laugh at myself, of course. But yeah, your right hand deals with your masculine energy, your outgoing energy, your power, so what power you're exerting, and creative energy as well. So that was some of the good stuff: strong creative flow and spiritual awakening, which, you know, we can always get down on a spiritual awakening. That's for sure. That's for shiznit. But yeah, in terms of, you know, lessons, it spoke to a need to clarify intentions. I got it right here. A need for reflection, examine actions, and clarify intentions. So guilty, guilty, guilty. Your overzealous girly, she is a guilty party. And if you've been with us for a long time, you know that there is one area of life in particular that we exercise that overzealous energy towards, and that would be romantic relationship. And I wasn't going to talk about this, but because I did want to talk about Venus, the planet of love, and it's going into retrograde soon, and I wanted to kind of forewarn y'all if that's not something you're normally getting content on. I just think this time around, maybe if you could just listen up and I could give you a little warning. So I think I will touch on my overzealousness because that's what the lesson pertains to. Yeah, for a long time, I always attributed it to, like, you know, this like self-proclaimed foolishness. Like I could laugh at myself, and that it was essentially harmless. But I'm coming to discover, coming face to face with the reality that it's not harmless to be overzealous. And well, for one, you can actually suffocate, kill, and bury 6 feet under something that, you know, maybe you'd like to have, you know, alive and living above the surface. And it is what it is, of course, as is everything else. But I started reading a book recently. It's actually right here. It's called Hold Me Tight. It's about romantic relationships. I've had it for a couple years now because I had started couples therapy with my therapist, John, and so he recommended this book to us, but there was never any couples therapy happening, and the book was never read. I did try to read it at that time, but I could just never get into it, and I think that's interesting and something to be said about timing, allowing things to surface when they're meant to, that for whatever reason, this has really been like a comforting read, and just finding myself the ability to even like read it with ease. So that's super nice. The book focuses on this guy. What is his name? He basically just like challenged that idea that comforting your children would coddle them and deprive them of their ability to like be independent in their future. Yeah, he really went against that idea, and the book talks about how like orphans in the 40s or 30s or 40s, they were like dying in like large numbers because even though they had, you know, their food, clothing, and shelter needs met, they weren't having their emotional needs met, and they were literally just passing away. And this guy, I can't find his name. What is his name? He was of the belief that, you know, this was pertinent to adult relationships also and romantic relationships, but I believe his work like during his lifetime mostly focused on you know, kids and their relationships to their parents, and then that work he did was kind of furthered by other people, and you know, they've done studies on couples, and it's just really interesting what it shows that you know, having that romantic relationship with someone, a healthy one, a supportive one, you know, it really does a lot. It does a lot for, it can, you know, reduce, mitigate, like pain, stress, like all of these things. It's just very interesting. And yeah, it relieved something inside me because as I've, you know, been navigating adulthood, there's just been this sense that my desire to be in a romantic relationship is like something that's wrong with me. It's, you know, whether that's, you know, media telling me that I'm incomplete without a man, or that's, you know, some codependent thing inside me that I haven't been able to heal. And this really pushed back against that. And I appreciate it so much because the fact is, like, I've always been someone who's very concerned with, you know, the middle path, the inner work, the good work, whatever you want to call it. And I think taking it a little too seriously at times, you know, like I'm saying, you know, looking up the spiritual significance of a burn on your hand. I mean, that's a little different. I think that's more practical. I mean, it's like a physical manifestation of what's going on internally. And it's nice to have, you know, something that you can watch heal. And, you know, it still hurts, but it's healing and it's mostly healed. Tenderness is almost gone. So that's encouraging. But yeah, this book really pushed back on this idea that, you know, that is something defective about me, that I desire to be in relationship, and that it actually, it does serve a purpose outside of, you know, procreation. It serves a purpose outside of, you know, filling a void inside of yourself. My phone's not gonna let me keep recording. How annoying is that? So hopefully we can keep going, but there might be a cut here. Yeah. And what else? I mean, on that note, it totally interrupted me. Oh, Venus retrograde. Venus, the planet of love, relationships, self-worth, beauty, finances even. It's going retrograde. And so that's going to bring in the task of reassessing how we show up in those relationships, how other people show up in our relationships, you know, things that have been said, things that we have said, cycles we're in, cycles we're breaking out of, cycles we have broken or we don't want to repeat, you know, what's worth working on, what's needs to be released, things like that. And then on top of it, it's also retrograding in the sign of Aries, and no planet wants to retrograde through Aries because Aries is a forward moving planet. It's the ram, it's the child. It has this like vital life energy that just wants to move forward. And so when it's when a planet is retrograding through Aries, it's very uncomfortable. And so what's going to happen is, while we're revisiting all of these things as they pertain to, you know, our love and our self-worth and how we show up, we're going to have intense feelings of, you know, maybe frustration, impatience, anger. We're going to want to exert that overzealousness, exert power and control over the situation. And so I'm just stressing to you that from March 1st until April 12th, just relax, rest, just rest, retreat, do what you can to just reflect, because you're going to want to burn it to the ground, and you may find in a couple months that was not actually what you wanted. It just felt really good in the moment to burn it down. And so it's going to be intense. It's going to be transformative. The sentiment that's being shared and reiterated is that, you know, we don't have a lot of control during this time. And it's going to be very transformative. All of these relationships, all of this understanding of, you know, what we need and what these relationships mean and what they should look like, and what they have been. So yeah, just try to go with the flow, and if anything, don't even go with the flow, observe the flow. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. But I'm praying for us. I'm rooting for us. I think we got it. I hope we got it. And if we falter, we falter. It happens. We can only do better next time, right? So yeah, I did just want to warn you guys a little bit. Felt a duty to warn, as it's called. What else is going on? I have this ongoing joke with myself that I'm dating the ocean. And sometimes I'll go down to the beach, and I don't personally go to the beach to hunt for agates anymore. It's against my religion. I feel it's against my religion. Because essentially what we're doing is we're telling all of these other rocks that they're not good enough. They're not good enough to come home with us, or be put in our pockets. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's very nice. So I don't go to the beach to hunt for agates. And there's been a few times recently where I've gone to the beach. You know, it's not a rocky beach. I'm not looking for agates, so I don't seek out a rocky beach. How repetitive can I be? We'll see. Yeah, I'll just be walking along, and the very last time it happened, I was just walking, like down most of the beach, and then just had the impulse to jut off to the right towards the water, and like not even like a few steps, there was this agate just being like presented to me. It's all backlit from the sun, and like they've all been like that, where they just happen upon my path, like they just magically appear. These like glowing little rocks. And it genuinely feels like the only agate on the beach. It feels like, you know, I pick it up and I look around like there must be other agates here, but there's like none to be found. Sorry, I'm like on a kick. I'm on a rhyming kick, and I like it, and I'm not gonna stop. But yeah, anyway, but the thing I really appreciate about it is I feel like these agates that I find, and even agates I found in the past, like they're all kind of the same kind of agate. They're all just white, and they're kind of rough on the outside. And I would think that someone who's just indiscriminately picking up agates, they might view these agates as like filler agates. You know, they're not necessarily like display agates. And I relate to that in terms of, you know, not being conventionally attractive, or not performing femininity, not performing like attractiveness to like prove my worth. I've always avoided that, you know, through whatever avenue, you know, just accepting my fate as like, you know, not enough for, you know, to befall a man's gaze, or whatever you want to say. And, you know, that kind of circles back into that whole like idea that media has shown us that like we have to be a counterpart to a man to be of value. That's another reason that I push back on that, is because I never saw myself in that way. Like I was very aware that I didn't meet the standard of someone who was to be loved, essentially. And you know, that's changed. I'm not saying any of this to garner like sympathy or to have you like negate my words, because I don't need to exist in that reality, and I don't exist in that reality, and it does nothing to my self-worth to acknowledge that journey that I've been on. And I can see my worth, and that's exactly what I'm getting into, is that the ocean, I feel she gives me these agates because she knows that I have the ability, the capacity to love and appreciate them and see their beauty. And she's also saying, these remind me of you. And so when you pick up this agate and you say, wow, oh my gosh, so beautiful, so magical, like what a gift, thank you, all of that stuff, you should be able to say also to you, say it to yourself. And so it's like the ocean has been this conduit for this self-love experience that I've been having, which I really appreciate and I really like, and I think it's sweet and cool and awesome. And you know, what a delight. We must delight in like the magic in life, and when we lean into it and we believe it, it's all around us and it's there, and it's just waiting for us to like become aware of it. So that's all I have to say about that. I did want to do a song of the day. Sorry, I'm kind of doing a speed run here because I mean we're up to 14 minutes. It's like I got a lot to say, but my phone keeps telling me I'm running out of space. But the song of the day is gonna be, what's it called? Breaker's Roar by Sturgill Simpson. And the lyric is, Breathing and moving are healing and soothing away all the pain in life holding you down. And this is very like relevant to the Aries thing, the Aries energy, because Aries is very physical. So if you are feeling the need to like, you know, bare teeth, you know, get aggressive, you're feeling disrupted in your spirit, and you want to do something, go on a run, go do something, go shoot some hoops. And if you're shooting hoops, hit me up, because I'll do a service to you by showing you my skills, bro. But yeah, I don't have a basketball, so I might have to get one. But it is a little more fun when there's like more people to play basketball with, right? Anyway, so yeah, just get out and get physical. Yeah, because I know how that feels to be like so internally freaking amped, bro, overzealous. That's all you can do sometimes. And I really recommend the running thing. That's pretty nice and fun. I mean, I got a hip thing, so I can't run for that long, but I'm working up to it. I mean, right now I am in my moon, which I learned recently. When you're menstruating, that's your inner winter, and then it goes on further. I have it written down somewhere, but yeah, you have like an inner winter, inner spring, inner summer, inner autumn. And so that's just, you know, an aside that, you know, as women, we do have this kind of cool ability to harness the transformative nature of the seasons. So right now I'm in my winter, so yeah, I'm just embracing that energy, that dormancy. You know, I let myself rest today. I mean, also the way that I give a blood sacrifice to the gods every month is like, I don't know, warrants medical attention, I would say. I'm guessing, but what the hell are they gonna do? Freaking luteal, what do you call that? Anyway, I don't want to do anything that they recommend I do. I don't see any of those as super viable, so I'll just continue to bloodlet once a month for several days at an extreme capacity. Anywho, I think that's it. That's mostly it. I'm sure I missed a little bit, but I think we got it. Yeah, just let me know what you thought of this. If you liked it, I hope we do more. Let me know what kind of freak shit you're getting up to. Hopefully I get up to some more freak shit too. And we have more good things to talk about. I have more good things to talk about to you. And I love you. I hope you're well. And